Hey guys, Jude here now. You guys know, so while I'm waiting for people to do the Zero Rob series ranks, or at least if they want to, I'll be the first one to basically do it, because, hey, I want to share my own thoughts with it. First up is basically going to be worst to best, all of Season 1. So Zira and Strawberry Rob Art Museum is the first episode of Season 2. Though I still will count that in. Nothing Zero robs Mr. K's is honestly probably the weakest one of the bunch. Mr. K's is a really underrated place, and plus the jokes in it are very off. Most of it is just nothing trying to learn how to, rob a place, and Zero threatening the cashier's family, and that's pretty much it. That's all it really is, just Zero being a bit aggressive. And, of course, the ending is alright, as the endings normally are. Most endings normally end with the police showing up, but, I don't know. This ending just felt a bit off than the others, which is why I'm ranking it onto here. Next is Zero and Strawberry Rob PetSmart. At least I think PetSmart. So basically, this one was weak, but not as weak as Nothing Zero Rob Mr. K's. Most of it is just kind of... the first part is just basically Zira and Strawberry, kind of saying how much they care for each other. Then when it actually gets to the robbing part, Zira actually does something that she doesn't normally do, and that is put the police on the phone, saying that they're there, saying, just basically prank calling the police and just stuff like that, and just doing that kind of stuff. Or, not prank calling, but, basically faking her voice to the police in order to get her away, and she doesn't even get most of the money, she only gets half in the ending, so basically it's kind of like it. And it's not really your guys' fault, it's kind of mine for that little mess up there, but yeah, that's pretty much it. That's all it really is, kind of. Zero and Strawberry Rob Target, the ending is the ending,
Swabby.
Oh, no. Stupid green glitch, there we go. So yeah, but this is going to basically go up as alright, now we're getting into basically the mid, which is meh. It's not good, but not bad, but mostly good, mostly bad, but mostly, entirely just, mostly bad rather than good. But still some good elements to it. Zero Rob's Target is this one. The beginning is good. The mid section where they the quarter section where they actually, the second section at least, where they actually, head their way to the robbing area, was probably should have been deleted, and they kind of just argue a bit there. And when they finally get to the robbing thing, Zero pretty much does what she normally does in the register. And that's pretty much where the episode pretty much does. And then, of course, ends with them having a peaceful night. So that's pretty much it. That's all that's really with, this. It's kind of, their average. Right, next. Next will be the antique store. Now, this one is actually really... Of all the episodes, this one's probably the most underrated.
Me? Oh my god, did not do that voice.
So but the antique store one is definitely underrated due to the fact that it's, it's kind of off. If you get my point. Basically, the antique store thing, you guys commented that, and that's what I did, but still, it's really off. Of course, cons with them, repeatedly arguing, that's pretty much it. Now, Zero gets arrested is pretty much
Zira.
This is basically the first part with, basically the first part is Zero, Sarabi, and Shenzi robbing a place, however, she gets caught, and Sarabi basically plans on a way to get rid of, get her out. Now, this part was good, mostly due to the fact that it's, really, it's different than the others. It's not really much of robbing, but it does count as part of the series. Next up is going to be the liquor store. Now, this one is actually pretty much the last episode for Season 1. Season 2 begins with Zero and Strawberry Rob Art Museum. But yeah, basically, this one is good because basically figure out that Zero actually works for the Pentagon. Or formerly. I'll explain later. But yeah, basically she worked for the Pentagon. She brought JFK back to life, which is what got her into the Pentagon. But after John Kennedy gets killed yet again, she's kicked out of the Pentagon. That's why she doesn't really side with them anymore. Yeah, and she mostly do this just so the police won't stop catching her, but because she keeps robbing places, and plus she jumped and died again, and their plan was a success and a fail, they kicked her out. But it's pretty much cool because it sees, like, kind of all that stuff going on. Next is Walmart.
What do you want, Zira?
Now, basically, they pretty much just rob Walmart, and Sarabi's surprised considering that she never does. Then they end up getting to a fight, and Sarabi hurts Zira pretty bad at the end, which basically is kind of where it ends. Mostly it's just kind of them fighting. Next is going to be break Zira out of jail. The ending was pretty much funny. The beginning is just Sarabi brutally attacking her own sister. Then when we actually get to the robbing part, basically she's in jail most of the time, and she's trying to tell her fellow people, like, how to, like, plan to escape jail, and eventually Sarabi breaks Zira out, leaves the other guys behind, and then it ends with basically them arguing about the fact that Zira drinks whiskey. Yeah, but still, it's funnier because of the ending, pretty much. Now we only have just a few left. Zira Sarabi Nothing Robbed 5 Below is actually unique because it's basically like the three, like, the trio doing it. It ends with them, robbing a place, and eventually Hover catches Zira trying to get her own mate to, rob a place, and Zira's, all like, oh, I totally didn't do anything about that, or like stuff like that, so yeah. That's pretty much where it ends. Now there's only 2 left. Zira and Sarabi rob the art museum. This one is definitely unique. It's unique in its own way. Basically, she wants to rob a museum because she wants to rob the painting, the popular mountain painting. And basically, she eventually does, and that's pretty much where it is. I think the cops show up at the end, but, she gets away with it. So that's pretty much where that's pretty much ends. Like, but it's unique because it's the first episode of Season 2. And, yeah. This is also the first time we actually see a random guy, this is actually the first time we see the cashier, this is the first time we actually see we hear them off screen, but we don't actually see them, so yeah, that also counts as a point for it. Now, the best one, I think you guys already know what it is. Zira and Sarabi rob Best Buy, the first Zira and Sarabi rob video. Now, basically, I'll do it that way, because make room for it, because basically, this one is unique. Plain unique, because this is basically where it all starts. It starts with Zira being kind of, aggressive and kind of her evil self. Eventually changes when they actually get to the robbing part. Now, this one probably has the most action in it, despite it being the first actual episode. Basically, they immediately rob a place. She bumps into Scar, which pretty much is like, oh yeah, man, you suck. And then Sarabi wastes their time trying to attack a random person, which she doesn't do that anymore, because now she's smarter than that. Eventually, however, Zira almost falls, and Sarabi basically tries to hang on, they both try to hang on to each other, but ends with them both actually injuring themselves, or injuring each other by accident, not on purpose, but by accident. And basically Zira gets hurt the worst, so then she grabs a bunch of stuff in the med kit and finds really random stuff until eventually she gets the things. Then, of course, eventually while she's healing on their bed, they pretty much look and see what's going on Netflix to see some stuff. And then this part's funny where she's like, why is a nun on there? And then, of course, it eventually ends with them finally figuring out what to watch, and basically that's pretty much where it ends. Pretty much, probably the best episode for the first episode of the actual series. So yeah, that is my ranking on the Zira Robs series on each episode so far, because there's going to be way more. I'm not ending the series that got me popular just yet. The series that got me so many subs yet. I'm not going to be ending it. I'm pretty sure there's going to be maybe 5 seasons. Because there's 10 episodes in each season, so yeah, probably gonna be 5 seasons when I'm actually gonna end the series, and not end my YouTube channel, end the Zira Rob stuff. But this doesn't mean that I'm not gonna make her rob anything else. She will rob stuff after the series, but it's only gonna be mentioned, or she'll say she does it, and then she ends up doing not doing it, or she does it, she drives off, and we kind of don't see her again for the rest of the episode, or we see her come back with a bunch of stuff towards the end of the episode, or during, yeah, you go, I mean. So yeah, basically, there's gonna be either 5 seasons or more. There's gonna be 5 seasons or more. So yeah, that is going to be it. But I'm definitely not gonna do like 10 or 15 seasons. Like, that will be ridiculous. So yeah, but I will definitely, if 10 seasons would be a good end to it. If I do 100 seasons, I'm probably gonna end up losing my own mind, but alright. So that's it. That was my ranking, and again, if you guys want to, you can. But just let me know in the comments if you're gonna do it. Alright, bye.